Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
I'm not sure I'm prepared enough for this final episode of the season 4. Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Stranger Things season 4 episode 9. I watched all of this season 4. If you want to see my reaction videos about it, I'm gonna put links, into the eye for the last episode, for the playlist that I made for it, for also maybe my reaction videos to the previous seasons. If you're interested, I'm gonna put links. I'm not sure that I'm prepared enough for this final episode, even if without watching the trailer of the part 2, because I didn't want to have spoilers, like they put a lot of spoilers into the trailer of the part 1, and I was disappointed, that it ruined me some things for the part 1. Even if I didn't watch that trailer, I still had that weird promotion that they made on Twitter by the Netflix account, with the Stranger Things accounts, with the casting also, saying to the fans, you're not ready for the end of the season, you're gonna cry, that's gonna be awful, you're gonna finish destroyed, so emotional and all. For sure, with a promotion like that, I think that someone is gonna die. Before the episode 8 that I watched just this morning, and after it, I told you that my main suspects for that it's Steve and Eddie. Steve, because during all of this season, I had the impression that they built something around this character, the fact that he was a babysitter, and he wanted to be more involved, he wanted to play the hero for once. All of that thing around Nancy, about the fact that he was flirting with a lot of girls, but in fact maybe his true love, it's Nancy, at least something is not over with her with that. All of that thing also about being the best friend of Dustin or not, I feel that they created a lot of things around this character to prove to this character that he is important, that he has his place into this group. It was things around this character to comfort this character into his place, into this show, into this group, like you're important, you're a part of this group, you count for everyone. So because of that, it gave me the impression that he can be the one to die. And Eddie, because we know these writers, we know that they love to create new characters that we're all gonna fall in love with, just to crush them at the end of the season. And also because of that game and what he said during it as a dungeon master, he said something like, sometimes you don't have to play the hero, you have to run away. And also that moment when he was following the girls but he was not the one really going to save Steve, I have the impression that at some point he's gonna do the contrary, he's gonna play the hero, he's not gonna run away, maybe to save Dustin or something like that. And also what he said during the last episode to Dustin, taking him like that and telling him, don't change, never change, you're the best as you are, clearly it was goodbyes. Because of that, I'm worried for this too. I should be worried for Max, because right now they have that awful plan about making her a bait for Vecna, when clearly, I love you my dears, but your plan is so wrong and can't work, and because of that maybe one of you is gonna die. You need Eleven to win, Eleven is coming, that's it, she's out of that place, Papa is dead, finally. No, I have no sympathy for the guy, he had his reasons, he believed until the end into his reasons, I know his reasons, I just don't agree with them, and he was awful, and yes, Eleven was right. He is at the origin of everything. He took Henry and made him one. He took Eleven and made her Eleven. And Eleven, after that, made one Vecna. But at the origin of everything, it's him who is taking kids, making experiences on them, torturing them, with that thing to push them to their limits. Into his mind, into his logic, he's doing that for their own good, because he wants them to explore, their capacities and all. But no, it was not right at all, and yes, he was at the origin of everything. So I'm glad that he died, that's closed, and the fact that he died like that after all of these conversations with Eleven, after Eleven also not comforting him into his way of seeing what a family is. No. Oh guys, that's our real family. She knows what love is now, so that was cool. So she's coming with our guys, with Mike, with Will, that was so heartbroken that moment during the last episode. I want him to talk with Jonathan at least about the fact that he's gay. I don't want him to feel like he's a mistake. That's what he said. I mean, he was talking about Eleven, but clearly he was talking about himself. I don't want him to feel like that. I don't want him to be so sad and all. Like, that was truly heartbreaking. And our guys, like, right now I should be worried for Max because of that plan, but I'm not, because we have Kate Bush. I said it during the last episode, and I said it also, I think that it was on my Twitter, the fact that Kate Bush, that song, amazing. The owner of that song, not Kate Bush, but the studio, you know, behind that song, all about money. They are taking all of the tips, all of the monetizations of all of the videos which are made around the song and around also that episode. I'm still fighting right now to have the right to have the little tips that I can have with this video. It's insane, and it's making me mad because clearly the show used that song, the fans made it hype, and because we loved it so much, because we loved that moment, so the fans fall in love with that song, and the only thing that these people are seeing is money. Money, 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 money. It's making me mad. She has Kate Bush, and she has also good memories. She understood, you know, that she saved herself during that moment, not only because of the song, but also because of the good memories. I said what I said about it, all of the symbolic stuff about the fact that Vecna is representing depression, and the fact that she saved herself because she remembered all of the good moments that she had into her life, and also because she ran, you know, to join her friends to spend more good moments, you know, with them, and also because of that music which was representing what she was feeling, like people in depression can have, you know, with books, movies, shows, musics, which are representing things that they lived and they love that, and it's helping them. So because of that, I'm not so worried for Max. I think that she can be saved. That's gonna be rough, but she can be saved. She has Lucas also to help her. I think that we all want to see the memory that she was talking about. And for the rest of the team, yes, I'm not so worried. Nancy, she was, you know, he just used her as a messenger. Eleven, she can't die right now into this season. I am... For the next season, I'm not so sure. I'm gonna keep that for the end. After this episode, we'll see. And my theory for the end of this season, I think that they can kill Vecna. It would be interesting and, in fact, you know, logical to kill Vecna at the end of this season, because really all of the narrative arc around him, discovering who he is and what happened with him and all, and also all of what it means for Eleven and all of that, it would be logical to end it for this season, but I think that we're gonna kill him too late. Before that, he's gonna open these 4 gates, you know, before that something really bad is gonna happen, you know, for Hawkins and all. And that is logical because season by season, the issues that our guys are living are impacting more and more people and involving also more and more people. At the beginning it was just themselves, after that them and their parents, after that them, their parents, and also the army, the police, all of them. After that, during this season, the part 1, we saw that all Hawkins was curious, you know, about the situation, was making all of this milice and all. They're impacted and they're involved into the story now, so it would be logical for me that at the end of this episode and at the end of this season, we're not gonna succeed. Because of that, something really bad is gonna happen into Hawkins, and because of that, in the next season, it's not only gonna be Hawkins, you know, which is gonna be involved you know, people in Hawkins which are gonna be involved, but also more of that, like it's gonna be even more important. For me, it's logical, you know, that the situation is expanding like that, is getting bigger, is involving more people each time, and that's why I think that, yes, they're not gonna succeed. They're gonna kill Vecna, but they're not gonna succeed for the 4 gates, or at least something really bad is gonna happen. I have that impression. Okay, for this episode, it's a 2.5 hours episode, guys. And you know that normally I'm keeping 20 minutes of it that I'm dividing into 2 videos. I can do that for 1 hour episode, 1.5 hours like the last one, I'm gonna try. But 2.5 hours, that's gonna be difficult. So I'm gonna put an alarm, you know, on my phone. So I'm gonna stop my watching of this episode at 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So I'm gonna make a first review so I can cut, you know, I can make 2 videos for that first part, and after that maybe 2 videos or 1 video for the second part of this episode. Do you understand what I mean? I think that I'm gonna divide that like that, just to be able to make a reaction video divided in more than 2 parts, you know. I think that 20 minutes, you know, 2.5 hours in 20 minutes, that's gonna be too difficult, so I prefer to have that option. So maybe I'm gonna make 3 parts, you know, for that final reaction video. That was a warning. Don't be, you know, mad or something like that if you see that in the middle of this episode I'm making a review at some point. It's for that, you know, to be able also to give you more stuff, more reaction parts. It's also for you, you know, that I'm making that. Me, because it's gonna be difficult for me to cut into it, but also for you to give you more also. And if you want to really have everything that I wanted you guys to see, not the full reaction part, no, but really an extended reaction part, which is gonna be really longer, I think, with 2.5 hours. That's gonna be really longer. You have my Patreon. I'm putting my reaction videos earlier on my Patreon, but also with extended reaction part, and right there it's gonna be really longer. And it's also the best way to support me if you appreciated that binge watching of the season with me, and also maybe some other shows that I'm reacting to. You have my Patreon. I'm a little reactor, you know, so it can be appreciated even more if Kate Bush song is used again into this episode. I'm gonna have to fight again during entire weeks to have these little tips. Like really, we are fighting for 2 euros right now. I'm gonna put this alarm and I will see when I'm cutting, you know, for the first part of that reaction video. Okay, let's go. It's an organization ready to watch Stranger Things, to imagine how I can post my reaction video about it, to be sure that it's not gonna be too difficult for me, it's gonna be enough for you. And yes, I prepared a tissue in case you are wondering. I think that you know me now. If I can cry for, you know, just a little thing, like during the last episode I had already tears. I didn't cry, but I had a lot of tears, so clearly, final episode with all of the things that they are promoting around it. Come on, you did all of that to save him. It's time to talk about your feelings too. My poor thing.
What did they do to you? Oh my god. No, it's not like that.
Oh!
I never should have sent you that message. You didn't know what was gonna happen. I knew it would be dangerous. Listen, you have that thing to get you, remember?
I've been dreaming about it, and you dip it in olive oil? Forget about it. And I'm wavering on the main course between the veal and the lasagna.
You've been dreaming about breadsticks and lasagna.
I've been
What
on a
about
diet
her?
of water soup, moldy bread. So I've been dreaming about something else.
You told me.
You're gonna kill me. Come on.
I was thinking about a nice Chianti.
Chianti.
Chianti, yes, I was gonna say it.
And then there's dessert.
I gotta have dessert.
If someone is interrupting them right now,
Use your imagination.
Who needs imagination?
oh, I don't care. At least they had that kiss. Oh.
Okay.
Ja, to jest good.
You start to go south, I mean at all, you abort, okay? Draw the attention of the bats, keep them busy for a minute or two, then try to be cute, be a hero or something, okay? You guys are just
Decoys. Don't worry, you can be the hero, Steve.
What did I say in intro?
You're not heroes.
What did I say? That's why I think that the two of you can die.
Hey, Steve. Make him pay.
Steve, because he wants to play the hero, you proved all along this season his place into that group, and Eddie, because he said at multiple occasions, I'm not the hero, so he's gonna be at the end. What do you see?
Out of the way. A way to protect Max.
Without going to a kid?
When one attacks, he will be in her mind. But I can do that too. I can piggyback. I can protect her from one. Fight him from here.
Mind fight.
Is it enough?
Well, how much so are we talking here, my dudes?
Well, it depends on the size of the tub.
A lot. Just 600 pounds to fight? Yep.
What?
Yeah, it'll work. That mind fight is on.
We like you.
He just gets on more ice. It's moot anyway. If your kids are truly in some kind of imminent danger, even if we were to leave this very moment, we wouldn't make it in time.
Whatever this evil is, we know it's connected to the hive mind. And now we know part of that hive mind is in Russia.
All we need to do is destroy those particles.
And if we're
Thank
lucky,
you.
it'll hurt it enough.
Take care of the ones that we saw in that jail. I'm worried about them being right there and protected.
Inside the prison?
Yep.
Prison that we just narrowly escaped from?
We broke out. We can break back in.
Jim!
I want pies tonight, man.
Oh, that's all right, my dude. We're not here for your tasty pies. She needs a tub with a bunch of salt so we can enhance her psychic powers so she can from the super bad dude. We require your kitchen.
Okay.
Whoa, is this, supposed to be jazz? Taco Bell?
It's really the thing that you're worried about now.
I think, like, right out of the gate, like, I'm super confident, you know? But I'm also like an idiot. Which is just, I mean, it's a brutal combination. I mean, the
Don't
good news
think
is,
of you like that.
I get a big enough thump in my head, I can change, you know? I can learn. Listen, I guess what I'm trying to say...
Yeah, what did I say? All of this season is about him trying to find his place.
Just thank you for giving me the biggest thump of its life 2 years ago. It's changed my life. Some other girl would give me a proper thump before when never things had been different. Like,
Between you?
if we were being together the first time, you think we would have made it.
Maybe she does too.
Remember the dream I told you about?
She was the mother of your kids.
You were there. You've always been there.
Oh, Steve, if you're dying after that. You're trying to convince him?
Ты же своими глазами это видел. И знаешь, что это правда. И все равно продолжаешь водить всех за нос. Я слыхал, что какой-то контрабандист ореховой пасты был некогда отличным пахнем. До того, как он смеялся, что он повел со собой ребят против китайцев на Даманском. Ведь это правда?
You were a soldier?
А то я что-то его не вижу.
Maybe you used the right card. Oh, so sweet. You're asking her for a date? No!
I missed you. Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, I missed you too.
I missed the two of you
Yeah.
together.
The last few days I've had to think about the last talk we had. I guess I wanted to say that...
Serve shot, Romeo. Oh,
No!
Dude, this is pineapple.
Try before you deny.
No. No! Never! I already tried it. It's a no.
Do you remember that time you told me you had a Lego stuck up your nose?
What?
Yeah, like it was like a construction guy. I don't even know how you got him that far. I had to do surgery. I had to get tweezers to pull him. Oh, no.
All of that to say what?
I feel like you used to come to me more for help. Or to just talk, you know? It feels like you don't do that anymore. I know I've been distant. Or stoned.
Yes.
Or stoned. The truth is, I miss talking to you.
You
We
need
need
to
to
talk.
talk more than ever. Because things are getting just complicated. They're a lot more complicated than Legos of the gnomes, you know? And I'll always be here. No matter what.
Well,
Because you're my brother. And I love you. Absolutely nothing that will ever change that.
you're saying the right things, Jonathan. Thank you.
I'm always here for you too. I know.
Thank you for that. He doesn't have to say it now, to say it out loud, and all just the fact that he knows that you're there for him. It's enough. It's gonna work, it's gonna work.
I know you can read my thoughts. Even the worst ones. Even mostly the worst ones.
You have to think about this worst memories. She has to be back, into that depression mood.
I thought about what
You
said.
want that.
About how I wanted my brother to die. You were just telling the truth. Billy, he made my life living hell. So sometimes I would pray that something would happen to him. Something awful.
Not that.
I knew that he drove too fast, so I would imagine him crashing. I wanted him out of life. Forever.
Relax.
The day that he died, I think that's why I just stood there and watched.
You think that you
Not because I was scared,
you let it happen?
but because I didn't know if he deserved to be saved. And I tried to forgive myself. I can't. So now,
I forgive you, Max. To all of what you
now I lie in bed at